Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Hot Takes brought to you by the Thunderpick World Championship. We're here just a couple of days after the final of the International. I'm here with Patrick. What did you think?
Well, it was pretty good. I would have hoped that it wouldn't be uh, five stomps back to back, which how it actually turned out. But uh, just beyond like a casual viewership perspective, the mind games were tantalizing. I really enjoyed it, honestly.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have been saying this is the first TI that's actually felt like a TI in a really long time. And I completely agree. Like this sort of Cinderella run from XG, like the playoffs bracket being pretty much the opposite of what everybody thought it would be.
Oh yeah,
Like the quality of the Dota has been outstanding. Like I think this was the best TI for ages.
yeah, I agree. I think everyone's predictions were wrecked even from the start of the group stage. You don't even have to look that far into the tournament to see that. I mean, crazy.
I think
It's just
Spirit
TI.
ruined it for everybody on like day 2, right?
Yeah, like it's just you expect them to go 4-0 or 4-1, and then just the opposite of that happens. So
Yep.
yeah, great stuff from like a an excitement standpoint. Definitely didn't expect a lot of what happened basically.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. But the last time we were having this conversation, we were talking about like, I really want Liquid Spirit to go the whole way. I really think this is going to be another Europe domination. And now we're living in a world where the defending champions didn't even set foot on the main stage. Like, that's
Yeah, and
insane.
and speaking of Spirit, they finished 12th. Like they didn't even make the main event. That's wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, just didn't expect any of that.
I mean, the reality of the situation is we didn't get Bald Toro. The blue buff is not real. The bald buff is
Not
real.
enough.
Bring it back for next year. But I guess I don't know about you. I was pretty hardcore rooting for XG in this final. They made an absolute hell of a run. Incredible showing for Chinese Dota. And the final, the third one for Arme, and then Amar pulls out the Magnus. Obviously, he pulls out the
that
Magnus. Come
that pick
on.
that pick was psychological warfare. I mean, Ame has lost now, including this one, now three straight international finals. Like a game five against Magnus. So I think Amar knew that. He like Coach AY 2000 said, he was the one clicking the buttons. So even though AUI was the one like saying, okay, maybe we should pick this, pick that because reason XYZ. He's the coach after all. It was Amar who was making the final decisions, and I think in the back of his head he was like, let's make this guy's life really miserable and beat him
Yeah,
with Magnus again,
yeah,
and it worked. Uh, so
yeah.
I I personally was rooting for Falcons because I wanted Crit to win. I said this in the last podcast,
Mhm.
and thank God he finally did. But yeah, I don't envy Ami's situation right now. I mean, yeah, he's earned millions of dollars playing video games, but like that's gotta be lifelong trauma. What just
Yeah,
happened 2 days ago? He's tried so many times. He's come so close each time. Basically, the only time that he didn't come close was that fifth or sixth place finish from I want to say 2022. But yeah, he's called the Uncrowned King for a reason, and ta-da! The title is "The King Remains Uncrowned." So,
yeah.
sorry, Ame. Try again next time, maybe.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think there is a really weird parallel of Ame in Dota and Nico in Counter-Strike, like how Nico just cannot win a
Yeah.
major, Ame just cannot win a TI, and it's really weird to see this happen in both games. I think like grand finals day was really long. Like the series, I've actually said this for a really long time. The lower bracket final on TI is more competitive than the grand final. Teams will do anything to get to
Yes.
the grand final, and it's so much more hype. We got 3 games this time, 2 impeccable teams, and like XG just got it. And I was so happy, but then I was like, knowing that you have probably like up to 5 more games of Dota to go after that, like on the Saturday, finished at like 11 p.m. midnight, and then they're back at it at 10 a.m. the next day. Like the schedule was absolutely brutal, and to just keep your mental that strong for that long was amazing. Um, I think
Yeah. And oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think for me, when I was sitting in the arena watching the final, when I saw Amar pull out the Ursa, I was like, I actually think this is over. I think Falcons win this now off the back of this. Um,
I agree. I pretty much thought the same thing, especially because, like you said, the lower bracket final went to 3 games, and when it comes to TI in particular, it's almost more like a mental contest than it is, just a strategic and mechanical one.
mhm,
So the fact that XG and by extension Ame, someone who has been, like we said, trying for years and years,
mhm.
had to go through 3 games and then um, had to go through 5 just a few hours later. That couldn't have been a fun time, just mentally speaking. So yeah, you're right. When they pulled out the wacky picks,
Mhm.
that being the offlane Ursa, I was like, if this works out, there's no way XG's coming back from this.
Yeah.
So and that's exactly what happened. So you can see there that the mental aspect plays such a huge part in this tournament in particular. In other non TI events, you can probably shrug it off, but nah, not here.
Yeah, not on this stage. And I guess when XG were trying their own wacky picks, they pulled out this PL in the lower bracket in the first game, absolutely didn't work. I
No.
mean, I'm not going to say that I'm good at Dota, but I knew that wouldn't work, okay? And then in the grand final, they pulled out this Clinks, also didn't work. Like,
Yeah,
when Arme was on a real carry hero, that's when I was like, okay, they have a chance here, you know? But it sucks that when one team does their wacky picks, it works incredibly, and then when the other tries it, it doesn't work at all. Um,
yeah. Sometimes you just have it, sometimes you don't. And to your point, when you said when they picked a real carry hero for Ame, yeah, he was doing well when they did, but that Juggernaut last pick was not a real carry hero. I mean, technically it is a real carry hero, but not in this meta. It's not. It's just too much of a gamble to be picking Juggernaut um, in a world where we have Outworld staff, and it showed. Like there was that play towards the end of the game, maybe 5 to 10 minutes away from when it actually ended,
what?
where
In the Radiant bot lane?
yeah, exactly. When he tried to Omni slash Skeeter, it looked like it was working for a little bit, and then Skeeter presses a single button and then it stops.
Yep,
It
yep.
I get what they were trying to go for. Like they needed a diffusal blade carrier, and Juggernaut is one of them, but there are other diffusal blade carriers in the game that they could have gone for instead. From after the event, I saw most people saying Lifestealer was still in the pool. They could have gone for that, and yeah, that's another pretty good choice.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything but Jug. It's just you don't leave a TI Grand Finals Game 5 to chance like that. It's just
Yeah.
If the other team manages to get their hands on Outrow staff, you're swimming upriver.
Yeah, you completely took the words out of my mouth. I completely agree in every way. Like, just, you need things to go right for you as Jug in a way that you can't control. Like, sometimes the
Exactly. Yeah.
Omni just doesn't go where you intend it to go. And to do that in the last game of a grand final at TI is insane. Like, I don't want to use that word, but like, oh my gosh. And then
You're saying
they
it,
also
Chief.
in that final game they let the Naga through, and
That's another point. Yeah.
that was
Um,
odd.
actually, to that point, I think one of the biggest reasons why they were able to why Falcons was able to get Naga in the first place, and I don't think this is talked about enough. XG, to my knowledge, had first pick for the first 4 games, and then Falcons switched it up. I do remember AUI saying this in the pregame interview or like mini segment where it's either Slacks or Tsunami asking questions about the draft and stuff. I do remember him mentioning that they switched it up purposefully to throw off XG's rhythm because they had, like I said, picked first for the first 4 games, and then they were like, you know what, let's get first pick this time. See if they make some critical draft mistakes, and they did. They completely forgot to ban Naga, also because Falcons had been banning Naga themselves prior to that. So I think Zhao Wei was expecting them to do the same thing, but since they switched it up, they took Naga for themselves, and that basically through the entire series and XG for a loop. Because in turn, the Naga pick allowed Amar, who was playing Magnus, again the psychological warfare, to fish for Skewer plays forever because not Skeeter, Snaking was always there to just bail him out with song if absolutely necessary. It didn't turn out that way. Amar played great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Naga pick was the insurance that they needed.
Yeah,
Even in the
exactly.
late game. Because they
Yeah,
managed to get the shard from the tormentor and it went snaking. I believe the first one went to snaking, and
it
that's just
did.
like,
Yeah.
okay, this game's over.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're gonna take it, I think it was a 58-minute game, the last game. If you're gonna take a Deucer to 58 minutes, you've got a Naga support, you've got a Magnus. There's nothing you can do against this as a late game lineup.
You're
Like,
pretty
once
set,
the
yeah.
Deucer is online, it's over, really. And that's
And
pretty much what happened.
and to XG's credit, they fought on against a late game Deuce lineup pretty admirably. There were a few plays where, oh my god, XXS is doing it. He's getting the echoes of his life, but it
Yeah.
still wasn't enough. Like the when we were talking about the Radiant bot lane play with the Outrow staff canceling the Omni Slash. Before that, they actually took out the 2 supports on
Mm.
Falcons' side. Uh, and then it turned into basically nothing because Skeeter was still alive. Um, again, the Omni just didn't work because
Nope.
you press one button, it stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though they tried as hard as they could and made it look like they had a chance, in reality they just didn't. And the Dota Plus predictor knew that as well. I think the
Yeah.
match was 80% in favor of Falcons.
Yeah.
I mean, the Dota Plus predictor does have biases towards ultra late game heroes, but even if you took that out, it was absolutely correct.
Yeah, I completely agree because I think XG they had like their win condition was the Shadow Fiend, essentially. Like they needed him to have an incredible game for it to really go anywhere. But I think that was, if I knew that, Falcons knew that. And to make that kind of gamble against Malrine, that's not a gamble I would have made. You know, like he is so exceptional, especially in these early mid lanes. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Like I really had a lot of hope for XG. I had them in my predictions to go all the way. You know, up till that point, up to the grand final, I only had 3 wrong. And I ended on 4 wrong. That's
Really?
I would say. Yeah, yeah.
That's really good, actually. I I'm embarrassed to even say how many I got right or wrong. It's uh TI never change.
Yeah, I mean, the 3 that I got wrong is because I did not see Heroic going where they did. Like Heroic, that series, the BB Team Heroic in the lower bracket quarterfinals was, I'm gonna say, in the top 10 best series of Dota I've ever seen. It was incredible. Like the
Fantastic
arena
series,
was
yes.
so behind them. Like amazing.
And yeah, Heroic really put on a show. Take about South America. They didn't quite um, tie or break the record, which was 4th for Thunder Awaken at TI12, or TI11. I
Mhm.
want to say, but yeah, they nearly had BB Team on the ropes in that third game. Love how
Yeah.
they picked Enigma in a game 3 of an elimination match. It's TI, you
Yep.
gotta do it, baby. King Jungle's one of the best Enigma players in the world.
Yep.
Definitely a specialist on the hero, but yeah, like um, I think it was Cap and SVG that was casting that series. That the final play, he was just like, "God damn it, it's just not enough."
Yes,
Uh,
because it was perfect. It was what Enigma players dream of. You know, the placement, the BKB, the blink, the black hole. It was absolutely perfect, and the damage just wasn't enough.
wasn't there.
And
Yeah.
oh my God. It's not often that I'm like physically screaming at a screen, but I was like, no!
Yeah, I was in this very room. Like my screen is in front of me right now, and I was like, oh god, did I just wake up the whole neighborhood? But yeah, the play was that good, but again, not good enough.
Yeah, yeah.
For just in general though, they did way better than I thought they would. Their hero pool as a team was just wow, that is deep. They can pull.
Wild.
They pulled out the Pudge Clockwork combination a lot. There was always the threat of Yuma playing Meepo. Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic showing. I hope that they stick together. Or just if they're going to retool the roster, maybe just 1 or 2 players. But yeah, definitely played better than most people, including myself, expected.
Yeah.
But that's just TI. You gotta
That's
expect
it.
the
Yeah.
magic.
I love that. Yeah, exactly. And I do want to just talk about Whisper real quick because I've been following Whisper since he was on OG. Always been a really big fan of his off lane. And I just think as a playmaker, he made all the difference this tournament. Like, his hero pool was quite diverse. The way that he was calling and like initiating really like I don't think I can go into deep analysis about it because I've got like maybe 10 games in off lane, but just consistently to see him being at the forefront, being that initiator, like it's really nice to see someone do that really classic off lane. Yeah, I love watching Whisper play. And to pair him with like KJ, Yuma, like yeah, they're such an interesting team. I would love to see them completely stick together as a 5, at least those 3, as we say. And it seems reasonable. I feel like that could happen. I thought that speech that I know a lot of people have talked about the speech that KJ made at the end of that series, and it was so classy. It was so emotional. Mad respect for him. Like
Yeah,
incredible stuff.
and his words, he says he'll be back, and he's out to win it next time. Maybe a little optimistic, but you gotta love the the gusto. He's a competitor through and through.
Mhm.
Wish him all the best. Yeah. Hope they stick together. If they run it back and get at least top four again, I can call that a huge success. I mean, this one was a success as well. Top six is nothing to sneeze at the international, no less.
No, absolutely not. He was saying like, we're going to prove that we're a world-class team. And it's like, you've proved that you are a world-class team. That's what this performance at TI has proven.
Yes.
And I think it's very realistic that we would see this lineup in Shanghai in a year's time, and I'd love to see it.
Yeah. Good luck to them. Oh,
Absolutely,
speaking
because
of
I guess.
Shanghai, yeah, that's the next destination. They're going back to it, like Gabe Newell said. Um,
Mhm.
Thankfully, that means that it's not that the time zone won't be a complete joke anymore for myself. Maybe I can see you there, because I mean China's just
Mhm.
what I think it's a 4 hour plane ride away. Maybe even
Oh,
less
it's
than
all
that.
right. Some.
Yeah. So maybe we can bring Owen in as well. We'll see.
Absolutely.
But yeah, excited for that. This also ties into when we were talking about XG earlier.
Mhm.
Second place for China after a few years. The last one I believe was actually 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Right? LGD Gaming.
Yes, with when Spirit beat them, right? Was that 20?
That, yeah, that was 2020.
Oh,
Okay,
2020.
so
Okay, cool.
oh no, 2021. Sorry, we
Yeah.
didn't have anything in 2020. COVID. But yeah, it's been 4 years since China was in the last in the grand finals, and uh, I I put out that article saying China might be back, boys.
Yep.
Uh, I actually didn't expect them to even beat Paravision in the lower bracket. So this is a huge win for the region, and they've
Yeah.
needed something like this for a while now.
Yeah.
The problem is, like I mentioned in that article, is that there isn't really any new blood coming in, and Ame, for example, is 28 years old. Uh,
Yeah.
we need, well, they need some new players coming in from like the how to say the tier 2 and tier 3
Mhm.
tournaments to like
Yep.
step up and get signed by the big orgs. But one, the big orgs don't seem to really care anymore about Dota,
Mm.
and two, yeah, there isn't really a lot of that kind of talent. This result might change that. I'm really hoping it does, because
Yeah.
if Chinese Dota is big, it kind of makes the rest of Dota big as well. Um,
Yeah.
we'll have to see, but this could be the start of something new for the region.
Yeah. I really hope so, because the Chinese fans are so dedicated and so passionate. There were so many of them in the arena in Hamburg. They came to China for it. And, just to as somebody who is English, I don't see anybody on the main stage from England. We had Ari on OG. Now like nobody.
Yeah,
And that kind of sucks as a fan. You want somebody who you can really root for, and the Chinese fans had XG to root for, and I think that must have made a huge difference. So if they have that kind of investment, and clearly Valve thinks that it's good enough to host a TI in China, that they're going to, sell the
yeah,
tickets, make them
actually.
they need to, then maybe the orgs can see that. But if it turns out that Arme had to lose in Hamburg to win in China, that's a
Hey,
story I would like.
we'll see a year from now, but
Yeah.
that would be something. And yeah, like you said, it's an indication that Valve does still care about the region, because why else would they pick Shanghai again, right? There's several other locations that they could have gone for instead. That TI10 was supposed to take place in Stockholm, but COVID derailed that, and it took place in Bucharest, if I'm not mistaken, instead. Yeah, so for them to have chosen Shanghai once more, it shows that China is still a really big and important market for them.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I think, as I've said multiple times on this podcast and in every article, right, I am slightly sick of the European domination.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just like, okay, I've seen this story. I kind of enjoyed it. When Team Spirit faced PSG in the grand finals in 2021, I was like, okay, you need to be scared of this team. Like, you need to be scared of PSG. You need to put this respect on them and know that to beat them would be insane. And I think, as like a sort of that era Dota fan, I still kind of see China in that way. And I'm just still like, okay, you're facing a Chinese team. You need to be really here and ready for this.
You gotta be
And I
locked
don't
in.
know that that's really the case anymore. But I would love it to be
Yeah.
the case again.
I mean, let's just put it this way: in my power ranking for this tournament, I didn't have XG in the top 8 at all. I had Tidebound, and it turned out to be like a reversal of fortune kind of thing.
Yep.
But all in all, it's not. It's definitely not the case anymore. Where, let's say, we were in 2014 or 2015, where if you see a Chinese team on your side of the bracket, it's like, oh crap, we really need to lock in. The region has lost a lot of its luster lately, and they need, if they're to stay in Dota, they need something big. This might have been it. We'll see.
That's it. If we can find, China's answer to Satanic or something like that, that would be a game changer for this region.
Speaking of, oh wow, Satanic third place in his first ever TI. What a guy!
He's what,
17 years old. Yeah. Only I think only Samael and Anna were younger at the time that they won TI, and it'll stay that way because Samael was 16 when he won, and Satanic was 17 here. But you just love a good child prodigy kind of story. I mean, it's happening with Donk over at CS.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Don't know if there's anything like that with League right now. But yeah, when you see someone when you see someone that's not even allowed to drink yet legally, just wrecking face at the biggest stage, it's a sight to behold. This kid is gonna go places. I understand that he might have had to deal with nerves for his first ever TI, and man, he's freaking 17 years old. We can cut him some slack.
Oh yeah.
Once he really, comes into his own, I think he's gonna be the number one carry for a long time.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like, I think, eventually when Yutaro gets to a point where he's looking to pass on the torch, I think he would be passing it to Satanic.
I would.
Satanic in particular was hard carrying my fantasy. Let me tell you.
Same here. You just I think we talked about this in the last one. Is like, just let Satanic cook. He'll give you the points you need, and that's what he did.
Yeah, it worked out so well. I think for my playoffs one, I put Satanic, Malrine, and 9 class. And Satanic, even though Malrine went to the finals, Satanic still carried for me. So.
It's about the stats for sure with fantasy, and stats machine, that's Satanic right there.
For sure. Holy crap, this guy can carry incredible stuff. Yeah, I'll be
But
really
we
interested.
would be, I think we would be remiss if we didn't mention Amar though.
Yes.
What a journey! This whole youth movement thing in Europe is great and all. He's to that point. Amar is only 20 years old as well,
Yeah.
and this guy played like he played well beyond his years. You would have thought that just looking at him, not even checking any stats or anything, just on the eye test alone, that he was older and more experienced than what he actually is on paper. Like to be your team's captain, your team's drafter, and by captain I also mean shot caller from the offlane position at such a young age, and to do it in the way that he did, having nigh on 24/7 impact, no matter what game he was playing. Wow. The if honestly if 3-3 and collapse didn't exist, I would already be talking about this guy as one of the greatest offlaners of all time. He's on his way
Yeah.
there. His hero pool might not be the biggest ever, but when he does get his hands on his signature heroes, he just blows up. Like,
Yeah.
uh, and like he said, I agree with him. In the post game interview after Game 5, this is just the beginning. He was looking at the Aegis when he said that, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so excited to see what else this guy can do.
Yeah.
Huge props to him. He was 100% the biggest reason why Falcons won.
I completely agree. Yeah. And I think I have long felt that Amar does not deserve the reputation that he has. Like, first of all, people say, like, he's got an ego, he's kind of an asshole. I'm like, if I was that good at Dota at his age,
Exactly.
can you imagine how big my ego would be? Like, and I interviewed him at ESL One Bangkok last year. He was so nice. Like, he was lovely. He gave me way more time than I asked for. He like played the stupid little TikTok game that I'd planned. Like, yeah, it was great. And I think he's getting the recognition that he deserves. Did you see all the there was somebody in the crowd, they showed them on screen, had a line that said Amar the no? I absolutely loved that one.
Yeah, that's we for some reason us Filipinos really love doing that. We just say uh guy who is completely unrelated to us nationality wise and ethnicity wise equals Filipino
He's our
pride.
boy
Yeah,
now. We
are the
cling to him.
Filipino.
He's ours.
Classic. But yeah, Filipino or not, Amar, top tier dude. And like you said, I think the whole like reputation is just. I don't know if I want to say it's just a character that he's playing up.
Hmm.
Maybe there's a little bit of truth to it that he's just that cocky, but even AUI said it's like he just likes playing this online persona, but in reality he's the best teammate you could ever ask for, and I can believe that. Like,
Yeah.
it shows in the gameplay, it shows in the chemistry that this group of five does have. They look like they're having fun out there.
Hmm.
Like you said, he's actually really nice IRL.
Yeah.
I can't blame him. He's so
Yeah.
good
I
at
mean,
Dota, so you know.
yeah, he captained a team to a TI win at 20 years old.
On
Like,
his
what were
first
you doing
try.
at 20 years old? Because I wasn't doing that, let me tell you.
Oh no, no. I was worrying about my college thesis at 20.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I
Living
think
the dream, Omar.
exactly. Yeah, I would love to see him shed this sort of negative reputation that he has, because I have never felt that he deserved it. And, you know, now that he's actually growing up, lest we forget he doesn't have a full formed cerebral cortex yet. Like,
Yeah.
now that he's growing up, he's becoming less of a dick.
Yeah,
Kelsey
which is
agrees.
always nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely. But I guess we've talked about Shanghai a little bit, but I wrote an article. It was just like a little 300. Dota's going to be in Shanghai, but that wasn't the article that I originally had planned, because I was sitting in the press room,
Here
and
we
the
go.
TI press room is such a vibe. Like, it's a really good vibe. I think a lot of people in Dota kind of know each other, and esports journalism is such a small world that we all kind of know
Oh
each
yeah.
other. So we're all sort of sitting there in the tables. Everybody's like, okay, there's going to be an announcement. There's going to be some kind of announcement. It fell into two categories: people who thought it would be a new hero, people who thought it would be a new in-game event like Crownfall, and then there were a few people who thought it would be both. And so I had like an article that I was pre-writing, and I was like, okay, if it's an event, publish these paragraphs. If it's a new hero, publish these paragraphs. If it's both, just publish the whole thing. Then the Shanghai announcement came, and I was like, I'm unprepared for this. Because why that article was so short. I don't want to, shit on how happy that Chinese fans are that this is going to be in China. This is a great announcement. But I have to say, I was a little bit disappointed by that. So then, in order to cope, everybody in the press room was then like, okay, so they're not announcing it now. But what we think is going to happen is after the Aegis lift, at the end of the stream, it's just going to cut to a trailer. Like, no announcement, no, like, this is the new thing. It's just going to, like,
Like
start
Marvel
playing.
movie style.
Yeah. And we were all just like, okay, we're locked in, boys. I've got my Aegis lift photo. I'm now sitting here in the press room ready for my article. And then it just ended.
Nothing.
And we were all just sat there like, okay, I guess I'll go home now. Like, it feels
Nice sitting with
weird
you
to me.
guys. Oh yeah. Uh, we got jack shit. Sadly, it's always been a tradition to announce something big like that at TI, whether it's a new hero like it usually is, or
Yeah.
like was it at TI? No, it was at the Boston Major way back in the day where they announced 7.0. Uh, I don't know what Valve was thinking, not reserving anything like that for this TI, especially because even the people in the crowd were talking about it during one of Slax's segments, and he said he was like, "Let's not spoil the surprise" or something like that, and then it was like, "Oh, so it's real." And then later on, it's like, "Oh, so it's not real." Okay. Guess we're not getting anything. You know, I'll cut Valve a little bit of slack on this one because they still have their hands full on Kez. They
Yeah.
bit off way more than they could chew with that hero. It's kind of a mess design wise. I wouldn't be surprised if it receives the Invoker treatment. For those of you that didn't play Dota 1, Invoker was I believe used to have 27 spells. That was a crazy number. So Ice Frog said, "Screw this! I'm locking him in jail for like years on end, and then only after fixing his design did he unleash him upon the world again." And so we now have the Invoker that we know and love.
Yeah.
But yes, I was there when that happened. Yes, I am that old. But yeah, I think if they can't get Kez to be in a place where he's got close to a 50% win rate, one way or the other, that might happen. So I can't blame them for not announcing a new hero just yet. Maybe they want to fix Kez before jumping into something like that again. But either way, yeah, it's a bit disappointing. They could have announced something like a new Aghanim's Labyrinth or whatever. Didn't
Yeah.
necessarily have to be a new hero. It's just
Yeah.
why nothing? That's crazy.
Yeah, particularly because rumors were flying around Reddit about what all the like the obelisks and the runes.
Yeah,
People
people were like
translated
debating it.
it, like so much work went into that, and like it really seems odd that there even were translations. This wasn't random. Valve planned this, and then
Yeah,
it
it wasn't
led
just a bunch of
nowhere.
gibberish, right?
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, so I'm hoping maybe like, see, I feel like I was like, okay, it's gonna happen pre-TI. Okay, it's not happened pre-TI, it's gonna happen during TI. Okay, now it's gonna happen at the grand final. Okay, now it's gonna happen in the post-TI patch. Like, this is just, I'm just coping so hard, trying to
Just the
get
copium
something.
train just keeps going to the next station.
Yeah,
Oh well.
exactly. And now I'm like, okay, I'm really hanging my hat on post-TI patch. Like,
Valve, don't disappoint us, please.
yeah. There's only so much that we can take, okay, Valve? We keep giving you love, and you're just not loving us back. So,
Yeah. Well, we'll see. There should be a balance patch soon-ish. Because I mean, people are sick of Helm Dome. I don't want to see it anymore.
yeah, yeah, it's just, oh man, pubs are a mess now. Just an absolute mess.
Offlane Ursa, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm also very interested in the sort of post-TI roster shuffle because
Oh
I know there
yes.
will be changes, but there's nothing where, like, there's no team or there's no player where I'm like, he's gonna go somewhere else. He's gonna change team. They're gonna bin off this player. Like, there's nothing in my head like that. Like, I just can't see, you know, if we're going to apply historical logic to this, then like Spirit and Liquid should make changes. But it's like, can't and don't want that to happen. So,
Hmm. Well, off the top of my head, there's two possibilities. First will be the situation with Satanic. He is technically still signed to Team Spirit.
mm,
He is just on Paravision on loan.
hmm
So I don't think Yatoro is going to step aside just yet. He's still very young.
yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. And then the second one is the game-in situation. Are
Oh
they
yeah,
are they going to be under a different banner, a different org during this shuffle? I would imagine so.
yeah,
There's no way that they went through that whole debacle with them having to withdraw from the tournament and say and then afterwards they tell themselves, yeah, let's just stay with this org that maybe tried to screw us over. So yeah, that's those are the two teams that I'm looking at, or two situations that I'm looking at.
yeah.
With Spirit and Liquid, yeah, maybe. Insania did mention that his hard limit for his career would be until next TI. And
Okay.
now they didn't get to defend their title as well as they would have hoped. Maybe he's gonna hang it up. I'd like to see him go at it for one more year, like he said. Love Insania. He's such a class act.
Yeah, for sure.
One of my favorite players ever. But I mean, he's 30. He's probably looking to just settle down. Uh, we'll see how that goes. Spirit, yeah, they're the one org that really likes to say, okay, we didn't do as well as we thought we would. Let's take a break. They did that
Mhm.
last year. Had Satanic in the roster for like 6 months, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
before they shipped them off to Paravision, um, getting back both Collapse and Yatoro in the process. Yeah, there's precedent there. I would look to them for this upcoming shuffle, but it's always exciting.
yeah.
This is something that we always look forward to at the end of TI. Uh, we'll keep you guys updated.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We will definitely be doing that. You know what? I'd actually forgotten about the gaming situation. So yes, you're absolutely right. My brain has been
Yeah,
scrambled.
I don't blame
Yes, I think I spent 50 hours in that arena in 4 days, and it's
Go get some rest, boss, if you can.
that's exactly it. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. If you guys have made it far to this episode of Hot Takes brought to you by the Thunderpick World Championship. And next time we will be talking more Dota. And I think Owen is going to join us. That's the
Oh,
plan.
hell yeah. Let's go. This has been a long
Okay,
time coming.
exactly. Okay, we will see you guys next episode.
All right, see you guys. Thank you.